You.
We need to understand, we need to recognize that the Republican Party is going to have a fight within itself for its identity. And it's very apparent that there are thought leaders who are front runners for the governing philosophy right now of that party. So there are a number of problems that I saw at AmFest. Firstly, you'll have noticed that Steve Bannon and other speakers removed the phrase Judeo from the phrase Judeo-Christian values. They're now talking about Christendom and Christianizing America. And I, as a Jewish listener who's a huge fan of America, don't find a place for myself in a philosophy that eliminates and erases deliberately the word Judeo. Secondly, I was very troubled that Megyn Kelly said that the right would reign supreme if not for the schism within the party. And then she went on to identify that the sole schism and most significant schism was actually the subject of Israel. The inference being if we could just remove that or the schism surrounding it, then the left would never return to power. I think that that's stigmatizing the subject of Israel in a way that's completely unforgivable. And then thirdly, I'm very troubled about the fact that Steve Bannon is using terms to describe Ben Shapiro, such as he being, and I'm paraphrasing, but it's an accurate paraphrasing, he is a metastasizing cancer on the conservative movement. This is the lingo of disease spreading that, quite frankly, we heard during the Third Reich. I'm not surprised that someone like Bannon is recycling that. And I think that after dealing with those three, it's important to note that Carlson is the progenitor and the propagator of some of the worst canards imaginable. Namely, he is saying openly that Israel is killing Christians in the Middle East with weapons supplied by America, lobbied for by American Jews. That is a blood libel. It needs to be called out. And while I appreciate that Ben Shapiro is doing so, I think that many of the thought leaders, including Ben Shapiro himself, who I believe ultimately is a force for good and forthright, clear philosophy in the Conservative Party, I think they've been too slow to do so. I think he was too slow to remove Candace Owens from his platform, The Daily Wire, when she first started to spew absolute bile against the Jewish people.
Yeah.
And I think he's got another challenge on his hands, John, if I may. I think there's an emergent anti-Israel voice still on that platform by the name of Matt Walsh. People can do and say what they want. They can't just do and say what they want everywhere and anywhere. And those people should be shown the door at Ben Shapiro's organization, in my opinion.